You might spend a lot of money on your wood flooring, so it's good to know some of the tips out there as well as how to care and maintain it. Yanic, you've brought us a whole bunch of different samples here so we can talk about how you want to lay it down, what look you might be looking for. Let's talk first about direction.
Exactly.
There's so many different ways you can go.
Because
with
you
your
can
wood.
buy a beautiful hardwood floor, but how do you install it? Which way you're going to send your wood, you know? So let's look at this board here. Okay. This is run widthwise. So we have a nice pictures that I'm going to show you here, just right behind me. The room is very narrow and long with this beautiful staircase. So because it's narrow and long, then you would run your hardwood floor widthwise.
Right, which makes sense to sort of counterbalance.
Exactly, kind of visually expands and push the walls out. So now it balances the room, makes it look a little bit more square. Then,
now we got another picture of a room where...
Well, now the opposite. If your room is really wide and you have a lot going on, like this beautiful staircase, that's such a focal point.
That's nice.
So you would run your hardwood floor lengthwise. And it's very inviting because it kind of, like the lines follow the way the staircase goes up.
Right.
So it just makes sense. Sometimes it has to make sense too.
Yeah,
so
it leads your eye that way.
It does.
Which is cool.
It really leads your eye to the back of the house too, which is beautiful, this beautiful backyard.
Now you can also go diagonally.
Yeah, I know. This is not something that we do very often.
Yeah, when would you do that?
Exactly. If your room is kind of awkwardly shaped, if you have an open kitchen with an island and then you've got a funny corner, or it's a good idea to do it on a diagonal. So that way, you know, sometimes it's just hard, like where do you start, where do you finish, and then you've got like an adjacent living room, or it's just really weird. But actually, this is one of my favorite way to install a hardwood flooring.
Probably because it's unique.
It is.
And your design is like that. It's unique.
Exactly.
It's all about character and personality, and diagonal would be nice. And there's herringbone as well, which we won't even go into.
I know. There's so many patterns.
But that is gorgeous, right? All the patterns.
But it costs more in labor. That's the thing. This is very reasonably priced when it comes to labor. Well, talking about labor, if you like to do things yourself, which sometimes it's nice to save a bit of money, and it's a good project weekend.
I like saving money. I just don't like doing anything myself. That's the problem. Okay, so how easy is this?
This is very easy. Look how beautiful this looks like.
Okay,
It looks like hardwood.
This is a laminate, right?
It is.
Is it a laminate?
Well, well, this is a laminate here. This is a vinyl.
Yeah.
So very good for basements too.
Amazing.
It clicks, very easy to install. You know what, I know, and you don't have to rip all the hardwood floor, the flooring that is beneath it, which is kind of therapeutic sometimes to just go at it and then remove everything. Could be fun. Could see you doing that all the time.
Oh, that is not my idea of a good time. But I get it.
So
you can really get in there and get rid of everything there, or you can leave it.
Exactly.
And put this on top.
Put this on top, and it does look like amazing. If you compare this laminate or this vinyl beside the real thing, it's just like amazing, I think.
This is very nice.
It works really well. Yeah.
And well, I mean, the laminates have really, they've come a long way.
Yes.
Because look at how gorgeous that is. So many people are doing that. If this was hardwood, can you imagine the cost?
I know.
But it's really nice that you can
because
do this.
It looks kind of an exotic. It's not your typical oak that you would stain in a darker color. So yeah, it just brings a different flavor to your room.
Very nice.
This is really good actually if you have an uneven floor, or sometimes you have like concrete floors. It's got like little bumps.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to spend time like chipping it, you kind of want to do it quicker. So this will follow like the curve of, well, hopefully your floor is not like that.
Yeah, not good.
But you know, if there's a slight, you know, difference in leveling.
We did this in our basement because we actually could not pull up the ceramic tile.
Yeah.
It was that well entrenched in the basement floor. So we just did this right over top. And you lose some headroom, but we would have lost some headroom anyways, because if you chip at that, if they chipped at all that tile, they would have to put down a new subfloor, which would have put us in the same place anyways.
Exactly, but look how thin this is. It adds like millimeter to your floor, so this is really good if you have not a lot of headroom in your basement. Now, very often when you go through a renovation, you don't want to replace everything, all the flooring. It might be a section of the house. So then if you decide to remove the tile, which you haven't done, and then you want to do hardwood floor, how do you transition from one surface to another? That's another good question.
Right.
So you've got here this T-mold.
Okay.
So let me show you. It's kind of a T. It looks like a T. So that will transition really well. Can we just show this here?
Sure.
From, let's say you have this hardwood floor and this tile. So
it
will neatly,
them.
yeah, exactly. Or sometimes like you have like a big gap in between because it's hard to line up everything.
Yeah.
So it will hide this big cap. If not, you have the end cap, which finishes the side of the hardwood floor very nicely too. You see it here? Yeah, we're gonna rotate this.
Nice.
So then it's very nice because then you can start your tile here. Or another transition piece is when you use this one here. There's not a big difference between the one that I just showed you and this one. It's just that this one is slightly curved down, so you can meet the other flooring because you have you're working with two different levels.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk quickly about care, and the other guest experts can come in here because I know Marilyn is a very good cleaner. I don't know about you, Winston.
So
let's talk about caring.
How to do what?
A good way to clean hardwood floor. To do what?
Well, you know what? I don't use soap or anything. I use vinegar when there's salt.
Yeah.
And then I just do a damp mop, and I use a Swiffer, and I vacuum.
That's what
the best way to do it.
That's it. Just damp, little piece of cloth.
If you have kids, they lick the floors. You don't want to use anything toxic. Vinegar it is. Listen, we've run out of time.
Yeah, we do.
You save those little markers for later, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for coming on the show today, and thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.